People get rewarded for being idiots on the internet, and to be completely honest with you, I'm kind of tired of seeing this shit. This is why we're gonna talk about this streamer named Rakai. Rakai is, pretty much a 17-year-old streamer that kind of rode the coattails of Kai Cenat. But he's like everything that Kai Cenat was before he made that, that makeover where he just reads books and records videos with like two 40p cameras when he has like an iPhone 17 in a mansion. That's neither here nor there. Like, how are you 24 years old, went to college, but you don't know how to read?
Spontaneous. How do I pronounce that?
Today, Junior?
Look, I'm not ragging on Kai for like bettering himself and, doing things, actually doing his clothing line and all that. I think that's cool and great. But I also understand the criticism, and I also understand why people think it's pretty performative. Anyways, back to Rakai. So like I said earlier, Rakai kind of rode the coattails of Kai Cenat, and he's also one of those streamers that is a complete nuisance to society. Now, me personally, I don't really care about Rakai. I'm a grown-ass man. The content that he's making the content for 12-year-old kids. Oh my god, Rakai is so funny, the way that he's just screaming and pretending to read. He's hilarious. Today we're going to be talking about like two clips that I've seen. One where he's talking about how streaming is way harder than a 9-to-5, and another one that just pisses me off because he laughs at a homeless person for no apparent reason. I'm going to show you the clip where he's saying that streaming is harder than 9-to-5s.
At this point in your streaming career, this shit easy as fuck.
No, bro. You think so?
Yes,
nigga,
bro.
listen. It's hard to blow up, and then when you blow up, you gotta keep that bitch. That shit mad hard. You gotta use your fucking creative head. 9-to-5, you go to McDonald's, put the fries in the bag, hand it to the nigga and call it a day. You know what I'm saying, bro?
So now I do agree that, being a YouTuber, being a content creator, it's pretty hard to blow up because you have to have like a niche, you have to keep going, and you have to be like consistent, and you have to keep uploading again and again and again. I'm pretty much in that boat right now. I'm in a situation obviously where I'm a small YouTuber, that's trying to blow up or that's trying to have an audience, obviously. So I kind of understand what he's trying to say there, but I disagree when he says that like streaming is harder than the 9-to-5, because most people working 9-to-5, most of the time they don't want to be there. They don't want to do the 9-to-5s. They just do it because they have to, and they do it because they have to do it to survive, obviously. And I'm saying it obviously because that's literally what I'm doing right now as I'm in university and also working a job and also doing this. A 9-to-5 is also physically demanding, depending on what job that you're doing or whatever. You can't just go up to a welder and go up to like someone that's an electrician. I got a lot of friends that are in construction right now. You can't just go up to people working in that field and say, oh, streaming is harder than a 9, because when you stream, you have to, worry about, views, and you have to worry about, like staying popular and staying famous and all that. They'll just look at you and just laugh at your face. There's like people that are working like 2 jobs. There's people that are working like 12 days a week. There's people that are like, risking their lives for their 9-to-5s. Even the ones that are working at McDonald's, Arby's, like A&W, Tim Hortons. I'm only saying Tim Hortons because I'm in Canada, but whatever, I digress. They work their ass off, what I'm saying? They work their ass off to make a living. They work their ass off to survive. And again, like I'm saying, most of these people that are there don't want to be there. And for streamers get to just stream in their room, react to content, make real life content, make content that they're passionate about, and earning a decent living. I'm not saying that it's not hard, but it's definitely not harder than a 9-to-5. Such a stupid argument, such a stupid debate. Like, it's obviously, but at the same time, Rakai is 17 years old. This is like the way that he makes his money, being a total ass on the internet. So he obviously doesn't know how hard it is to work a 9-to-5. And even then, you also got to think about the fact that you got to work hard and, do a good job, or else, you're just going to get fired and you're just going to get replaced. You also have to have the fact that you can be replaced at any moment too. Because like at the same time, like there's one thing that I'm going to say about people who work 9-to-5. At least, if the internet, if the streaming world, if content creation goes away, at least they have something to fall back on. If streaming goes away and if the internet goes away, what does Rakai really have? From what I can tell, he probably doesn't have a high school diploma. When I was 17, I graduated high school, literally, and I went to college right afterwards. Not trying to demean anyone who doesn't have a high school diploma, but like you get what I'm trying to say. Literally, if all this streaming shit would go away, Rakai would be the one that would be putting the fries in the bag.
Oh, this is mad good.
Don't do that, bro.
I'm eating bullshit, man.
Nigga forgot he was Steven.
I'm not laughing at that, man. Nigga, you got hate for me?
I don't know why Deshae's laughing. He's my age. He should obviously know better. So that guy's a piece of shit too. Look, man, people shouldn't use the age excuse in that situation because I was 17 years old too. Now I'm 24 going on 25. And when I was 17 years old, I was very, very, very chaotic. I was very, I was a pothead pretty much. I was, smoking weed regularly. I was, acting a fool, obviously, but I knew how to respect people at 17 years old. Either like his parents didn't raise him right, or he's just a total piece of shit. It's like somewhere in between. Like, I'm not trying to come off as a hater. Like, I'm not hating on Rakai, but like, obviously there's a problem when it comes to content creation. Like, we don't reward creativity anymore. We don't reward originality anymore. We just reward people acting like idiots, people that are clip farming, acting like total degenerates. And it's just gonna get worse and worse, obviously. Like I said this before, numerous times. The problem isn't Rakai itself. The problem is like preteens making dumbass influencers known and famous for no apparent reason. Because like, again, what does Rakai offer to the world? What does his content offer? Like, he has no substance whatsoever. And I think it's a shitty thing to do, to laugh at a homeless man. Obviously the man is like down on his luck. He's not having, a good day, good month, good year. And literally the last thing that he would need is just a 17-year-old brat just laughing in his face. So yeah, I think that social media, people on social media, the viewers on social media should stop rewarding, creators for, stupidity, but I don't think that's gonna stop anytime soon. And I think it's really, 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 really sad. Anyways, this was my opinion on the matter, on the two clips that I've seen, and on Rakai. If you guys liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and damn, voice crack. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.